organized a book swap with women that I want to cultivate friendship with, because your 20s is a really lonely time and I'm tired of the loneliness. I'm tired of having distant friendships, and the only way to change that is if I put myself out there and I take myself on cute little friendship dates. So that's what I'm doing today, and I'm waiting for all my cute friends, potential friends, to arrive.
Been to California, never been to LA, so I'll stay home and write these songs, pretend I'll make it someday.
I love receiving flowers so much, but when it's from friends and new friends at that, my heart is so full. Also, chrysanthemums are like friendship flowers, and I'm a big like symbolism cutie, so I'm interpreting these as like to friendship, to newness, and to just exploring connections with other people. The picnic was so much more than what I expected it to be like. It was so full and easygoing. I was kind of nervous about it because it was with people that I'd connected with on social media, but not really like gotten the chance to know properly and just be in deep connection, deep friendship with. So I decided to just throw myself in the deep end and not invite any of my close friends, because when I'm with someone that I know and that I'm really close to, like Lerato or my closer friends, I tend to, in social situations, I tend to like retreat into my shell and let everyone else be out there and expressive and social, and I just sort of like become this really quiet person. But when I'm meeting new people without people that I already feel comfortable with, I can also tap into that extroverted side of me, that really social side of me that is really open and enjoys talking to other people. So that's why I didn't invite any of my close friends. I just wanted to tap into the side of me that is more social, that is more open to connection with other people. Doing that paid off so much, and I'm so proud of myself for organizing this picnic. It took months to like bring it to life, because I kept going back and forth with myself about doing it. Even its inception was just inspired by me feeling really isolated and lonely, feeling like I had, really amazing friendships, one or two really amazing friendships, but I wanted to like broaden my circle. I wanted to get to know new people, become friends with new people. I've been living in this loneliness story for quite a few years now, with COVID, with moving to Korea and feeling especially isolated from my community. I've been telling myself the story that I'm lonely and I don't have really full, nourishing friendships, and I want my connections to go deeper. I've been telling myself that, every time I want to meet up with people, they're busy, I'm busy, like we're adults and we're living very busy lives, which, is true. But for me, I feel like in that logic, a part of me is also just avoiding responsibility for my friendships. I believe that it is possible to make time for the people that I love and to make time for the people that I want to be in connection with. Like, I'm not so busy that I can't sit at a park with a friend. I'm not so busy that I can't catch a movie with a friend. The story that I was telling myself about being lonely and my friends being busy and me being too busy for my friends, like it just got to a point where it felt really boring and like I'd outlived that story, and it wasn't true of my, or it wasn't entirely true of my experience as well. And what started feeling true for me over the past few months was just that, yes, I'm lonely, but what do I want to do about this loneliness? I don't want to just stay in this little bubble that continues to isolate me. I want to take my loneliness, I want to take my desire for friendship and deep connection and do something about it. So that's when this picnic just came to life. I remember sitting at a cafe. It was on a day that I was actually supposed to meet up with a friend, but they canceled our plans to meet up, and I was really disappointed. And usually if something like that happens, I'll just spend the day at home and, you know, just be with the disappointment at home. But on that specific day, I was like, you know what? I'm looking cute, I'm dressed up, I still want to go enjoy my day outside. So I sat at the cafe and like I just started like journaling this master friendship meet-up plan for like all the girlies who are just feeling like they really want to cultivate strong bonds with other people. And I sat and I planned out when it would take place, who would be invited, what I want to incorporate. And something I really wanted to incorporate was a book swap, because I have so many books that I've been planning to read, but deep down I know I'm never going to read them. And if I'm going through this, I know other people are going through it too. So I was just like, let's just bring all our books together, let's bring ourselves together and just enjoy this time in the sun together. And the picnic was really sweet. I felt like such a kid, such a child, who, you know, when you're a child, you make friends with anyone at the park. Like you go to the playground and someone is on the swing, you want to swing too, so you ask them if you can swing. Next thing you're like exchanging your names, and then they're like your best friend. And so with this picnic, I really felt like I was tapping into a younger version of myself, a 6-year-old version of myself who was just at a playground and they wanted to play with the other girlie on the swing, so they just went up to them. And that helped a lot in being with new people, like just drawing strength and drawing confidence from this younger me who like knows what to do when it comes to friendship building. Sort of just helped me through the anxiety and the nerves that I was feeling when it came to making new friends and being in the company of new people. I think like when it comes to making friendship, this is like, I found this to work for me, and it is a tip that I wanted to give to you too. There are a few tips actually, but this one is like my number one tip, is to just try and tap into a younger version of yourself. It doesn't necessarily have to be like, you know, a childhood version of yourself. It can be a university version of yourself. It can be a high school version of yourself, but just a version of yourself that felt even like a tiny bit of confidence, a tiny bit of ease, a tiny bit of excitement when it came to making new friends. And ask yourself, how would they approach this situation? How would high school me approach this situation of making new friends? How would 7-year-old me approach the situation? I also do believe that like we're not just ourselves in the present moment. We're like a collection of all these stories. We're a collection of all these previous versions of ourselves, and they don't just evaporate. They continue to shape us, and they continue to like form part of us. So at any point when we feel like we need strength, or we need courage, or we need bravery, or even just hyping, you know, I like to go back, find a version of myself that felt the way that I want to feel in this present moment, and ask them for guidance, ask them how they would approach the situation, and then try and embody that. Another tip that I have is to meet up in a place that mirrors how you want to feel in that relationship. So, for example, I specifically chose a park because for me, nature is always relaxing. It always grounds me, it always makes me feel free. So when I meet up with people in these spaces, my body is already moving in these ways, and I can just draw on this environment for inspiration, for strength as well when getting to know new people. I want my friendships to feel free and expansive and like full of exploration, exploring like the true depths of myself and exploring the true depths of you and seeing you in your entirety and you seeing me in my entirety. I want my friendship to be that way. And when I'm in nature, I feel like I am already all of these things. So it's so much easier to exude these qualities and to embody these qualities if I'm in an environment that is conducive for that helps me tap into that. Another tip that I want to give you when it comes to making friendships or navigating friendships is to play around with the idea that people want to meet you and people want to be in relationship with you as much as you want to meet them and be in relationship with them. And what led me to this belief that I just hold so tightly to my heart now is that a few years ago I came across this article by a writer I admire. It was the first piece of writing that I had read from them, and as soon as I read it, I was like, oh my word, I love this article. It was in the Good Trade. I'll try and link it, but they were talking about sobriety, and I was newly sober at the time, so this article just touched my heart so deeply, especially because it was written by a Black woman from South Africa as well. Like, the resonance penetrated my entire body. And I continued to follow this person. I continued to stay up to date with their writing. I signed up for their Substack, and I was just really, really drawn to this person. In my eyes, they were just the coolest person ever. I was like, they're a genius. Their writing is so beautiful, so amazing, so resonant. I just look up to this person so much. This is amazing. But the thing about looking up to people is that if you aren't really careful, it can create a separation between you and the person that you're looking up to. Even the phrase looking up to someone, that immediately puts this person on a pedestal. And for me, that means that I started looking at this person like, oh my word, they're so cool, they're so up there, they're amazing. How could I ever possibly be friends with that person? And when I created this separation, I felt like I unconsciously closed all doors that would have led to me meeting and befriending this person. Because by saying that they were amazing and they were up there, I was diminishing my ability, or I was dimming my own light. I wasn't seeing myself as being equally amazing, as being equally powerful. And so I wouldn't be able to ever speak to this person or ever approach this person because I had already created this separation between us. The wildest thing happened with this person. They DM'd me a couple of weeks ago, and they said that they're a huge fan of my work and they've been wanting to connect with me, and they love me and everything that I do. And I was immediately just taken aback by this. I was just like, what do you mean? This whole time I've been thinking of you as this amazing, powerful, incredible person, and yet here you are in my DMs saying the exact same thing. And that, I feel like that, I don't know if it split my brain or if it merged my brain and made me see the fuller picture. But in that moment, I just thought to myself, I am equally as amazing, I am equally as powerful as all the people that I admire. This, here is the proof. This is proof of that. And how would it shift how I relate to people if I walked into the room, if I walked into the DMs, if I walked into a space knowing and believing that I was equally as amazing, that there was no separation between me and them, that they loved me as much as I loved them, like how would that shift the way I spoke to people, the way I shared my story and my experiences, and the way that I listened to them as well? Like I would no longer be listening and taking them in from this perspective of like, oh my word, I'm looking up to you, you know, like, oh, I even want to say it's almost like a fawning kind of perspective of like, please like me, I want to be liked by you so badly. If I just walked into the room knowing that this person likes me, like, can I play around with that belief that this person potentially wants to be my friend too, that this person loves me? How does that shift the way we talk? So yeah, that was a game changer for me, just witnessing with my own eyes that this person also wanted to connect with me. And it wasn't even like that incident happened and then maybe around a week later the exact same thing happened with someone else. There was someone else that I was like, wow, you're so cool, you're amazing. And then they texted me and they were like, oh my word, hi, I think you're awesome. Do you want to meet up? Like, the evidence is there. There are people who want to connect with you. There are people who love you just the way that you are. And if you walk into any relationship believing that, and honestly, this even extends beyond friendship. If you walk into a romantic relationship, a work relationship, knowing that there are people who want to work with you, who want to be in relationship with you, it just changes everything about the way that you move in that situation. So yeah, game-changing tip for making friendship. No longer seeing myself as below or seeing myself as unworthy, rather seeing myself as equal, as deeply worthy of friendship, connection, love, joy, all the abundance.
I've been trying to vlog, but every time I try, we have silence. I am headed over to Dumi's place today. They're going to be in a burlesque show. What? My friend, burlesque. So I'm going to watch that, and then afterwards we're going to have a little sleepover because we haven't seen each other in a while and we just miss being in each other's company. I feel like I'm dressed for like a Korean winter. I've got this giant puffer jacket on and I'm like manifesting Korean winter.
You said you'd pull the trigger. Life didn't quite be bitter. Named your dog after death, totally sinner. I just don't understand.
I made it to Dumi's house. I'm definitely very overdressed. Like, it's not as cold as I thought. I always just go overboard when I dress for Joburg because like that 2-degree difference between Joburg and Pretoria is a lot, but not today. So I need to take this jacket off right now.
This land is your land. This land is my land too. When we're sleeping in my minivan,
I'm like, he's begging me.
does not
He's like,
seem true.
since my sleepover with Dumi, and like a little while afterwards they sent me this meme that perfectly describes sleepovers as an adult. Like, I walked into it thinking that, you know, Dumi and I would make friendship bracelets and we'd watch a rom-com together and just be super cute. But honestly, what ended up happening is we spent the whole night just divulging our hearts and just pouring everything to each other, and so many tears were shed. We did the same thing in the morning. Like, we just spent our entire time together talking. It was really so cathartic. Like, being with a friend and just pouring everything out to them was exactly what I needed. Before the sleepover, before spending time with a friend, I was just feeling so chaotic and I felt like I was spiraling and I didn't really have like my bearings. But after just spending some time with someone who loves me, someone that I love, someone that I trust, and just feeling all that love pour into me, it was just so satiating, and I really feel like all the crying was the exact release that I needed. Afterwards, we also went to the sauna, so it was like a double cleansing that happened, and I'm feeling really grounded right now and feeling like I've returned to my center. I've returned to my heart, and I just have a clear sense of being again. And I really love that friendship can just do that to you. It can just bring you back to yourself. I'm just gonna allow this newfounded groundedness to really settle into my body and to like just percolate. And yeah, I guess I'll just be spending the rest of my day reading, and perhaps I'll write a letter. I really want to write a letter to a friend of mine who's in the States. I haven't spoken to them in a while. So I just want to write them a little letter of appreciation. Used to love doing that as a kid. And yeah, just spend some time grounding into the friendships that I have, grounding into the friendships that I am creating, and really getting a sense of how I want to be loved and treated in friendship, and how I want to love and treat others. I really enjoyed creating this vlog as well. I feel like I'm entering a new space when it comes to YouTube. I really want to share more of my thoughts. I want to reflect more. So yeah, this video was just me doing that. And thank you for sticking around. Thank you for being here as I navigate friendship. And yeah, let me know what you took away from this video, whether it settles in your system now or later. I would really love to hear and really engage with your reflections. Sending you love.